Despite the prevalence of corruption in Philippine government, it is not in our instinct to say no to corruption, or even more so, report corruption. In fact, a recent survey by the Office of the Ombudsman found that only 5% of surveyed Filipino families who admitted to paying bribes actually reported corruption. So what happens is our instinct is usually to give in to corruption, let it slide, or post angrily on Facebook. And this was actually the inspiration behind hashtag #NotOnMyWatch. We wanted to turn those Facebook rants into actual reports of corruption. So we are not trying to replicate existing tools that are already there. In fact, we're here to complement what the Civil Service Commission is doing and what the Commission on Audit is doing. So we said, since the people are already complaining on Facebook, why not use Facebook to crowdsource these corruption reports? And this was the inspiration behind the Not On My Watch chatbot, which is now live on Facebook. So I'll show you how to use it. It's very easy. If you have Facebook Messenger, if you have Facebook, just look for the move.ph page. You have to like the move.ph page before you can send a message to it. So if you look in the screen, when you start a message for move.ph, it will ask you if you want to chat about a recent government service experience that you had. And then you type the word report to start the report that you want to make. So if you see in the screen, you have two options. You can report something good or you can report something bad. So let's say we are reporting something bad. I am joined here on the side of the stage, by the way, by Mr. Dominic Tuazon of the tech team in Rappler. He's one of the guys behind this chatbot. So we chose to report something bad, and then it will ask us which agency was involved. So we can write which agency was involved. So let's assume, this is very hypothetical, guys. I'm not pointing fingers at any government office. Let's assume this is the Bureau of Customer Service. Okay, Bureau of Customer Service. Okay, this is hypothetical. We are just for demo purposes. Then it will ask me which specific branch and city did this happen in. The reason why this is important is because we don't want to generalize that all Bureau of Customer Service is bad, that there are actually some offices that are good, and we want to find this in our tracking sheet. So if you go to the URL, we will show it to you later on. You can actually track which offices are performing well and which ones aren't. So that's why we have to ask which specific branch. And then we ask when it happened. So you put in the date and time that it happened. This is also so we know and can identify later on which person was actually in charge during that day. And then it will ask you, was there any money involved? So assuming when you went to the Bureau of Customer Service, they asked you for money, so you type in yes, and you put in the amount. So let's say they asked for 25,000 pesos. Okay, so you put in 25,000 pesos. This is all recorded in our database. And then it will ask you to explain what exactly happened. So for example, I will say, I tried to pick up my package, but when they were about to release it, they asked me to pay 25,000 pesos or else they wouldn't release it. Okay, this is hypothetical. This is not true, guys. Remember, we are not accusing anyone. This is just for demo purposes. So after that, they will ask me, do you have any pictures to show or evidence that you can show? So, okay, not me. So let's take a picture of the audience. You can take this real time. Give us your best corruption face. Okay, pretend you're a buhaya. Okay, there. So that's your best corruption face. You can actually do this on the spot. So if this is happening during your transaction, you can report on the spot as long as you have Facebook Messenger. And Facebook Messenger is also available on free data, so you don't need to have load or internet access at that time. So when it asks you for evidence, okay, it will ask you for your contact details. The reason why it will ask you for your contact details is because we want to follow up with you later on. So we want to let you know what happens. So what happens to our reports actually is that we we have a partnership with the Civil Service Commission, and we give them the reports as well. So together we will track the reports, so we will feed it back to the concerned agency and tell you what's been happening. So for example, you reported about someone and that person got fired because of that report. That's our way of getting in touch with you and letting you know that that happened. And then lastly, it will ask you if you want to remain anonymous. So you have the option of remaining anonymous. If you click yes, that means that if your report will turn into a case, when we file that case, it will be done anonymously. So we respect your privacy, and then we will give you a link to our microsite, that's fightcorruption.ph. There you can track the number of reports that are coming in. You can also see how other government agencies are performing. You can see who has the most number of good reports, who has the most number of bad reports. And lastly, you can share this movement on your social media accounts via Twitter or Facebook. So you can share and say, I stand against corruption, or I pledge never to pay a bribe. So that is #NotOnMyWatch. We have a booth downstairs if you want to learn more about this. And this is our way of saying no to corruption and that it won't happen, not on my watch. Thank you.